Hey guys, funny thing happened this episode, like it does every single fucking episode. Craig decided to stop recording midway through. There's a whole midsection that is missing from this episode. So if you're one of five Initial D fans in the United States, and you wanted to hear us talk about fifth stage and final stage, and I think a little bit of fourth stage was cut off too, too fucking bad. Too fucking bad. Because Craig is a nuisance. Craig is a menace. And I think it's about time that we put an end to his monopoly on Discord server recording. Um, Despite this fact, I hope you still enjoy the episode. Elm, go ahead and play your shit.
Going like the Energizer. Yeah, I'm surprised. Oh, fuck, you cut out.
Let's fucking
Surprise, yeah.
Woo!
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the
It's
Misfortune
bars.
Podcast. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing the intro of this episode or you, but
Fresh start. Clean
what
slate.
do you mean? What do
Operation
you
Clean
mean?
Slate?
Clean slate protocol?
Yeah.
What?
Clean slate. Let's go.
What do you mean clean slate?
Let's have Craig record or introduce podcasts.
Okay.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Craig, and today you're listening to the Fortune 500 podcast.
You sound like a radio DJ. That's what you sound like.
I do already, but you know.
Do you?
I guess I will handle the formalities.
I guess you will.
I suppose. Welcome back to the Misfortune Podcast, brought to you by the Call Me Carson Discord.
That's not. We're not doing that still. We're not doing that still.
We're doing.
No, we're not.
Now we're back. We did not
After
drop
like 2
an
months.
episode. Yeah, did not drop an episode in January.
I guess we just skipped an episode. Really, is what we did.
Yeah. It's not like the world
Essentially.
was clamoring for another Misfortune
Yeah.
Podcast episode, but
We
Yeah.
we have a lost episode, if you will.
you are correct.
A Jurassic Park 3, if you will. So if you guys want to listen to that, you
What?
can go over to our Patreon.
What is that a reference to?
Jurassic Park 2. Excuse me.
Oh, the
Lost World.
A lost world, if you will.
Did he say that in that?
He did. He dropped the title in the film.
Did he?
I need to raise that half.
Does
star.
Michael Crichton, however you pronounce his last name, is he in
Michael
those movies?
Crichton.
Crichton? Yeah, no,
Right.
that's not. Is he in those movies?
Michael Crouton. He is not in those movies, surprisingly.
Every time I think about him, I think about the old rich dude who had the mosquito trapped in amber and his little cane.
Yeah, that's kind of raw.
That's what I think
he had that.
That is raw, honestly. But that's what I think of when I think of Michael Crichton.
I mean, fair
Like-
enough. You know, he's like the.
I feel like that's who
authority
he
figure
is in
that
real
movie.
life.
Yeah, he's like the authority figure in that
Right.
movie, so it would make sense.
He's the writer.
But yeah, there was a lost episode where we discussed Berserk.
Yeah, as evidenced by the end of the the equally lost intro to our
Yes,
our
a lot of
2021 special.
There's been a stretch of lost content.
Lost
in the
media.
Yes.
Yes.
The Misfortune Podcast iceberg, those would be at the bottom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, we were just like, fuck it. Because that was the Splice arc, and
No, dude, Splice Arc is the greatest.
it is, but unfortunately it gave us a lot of loss, you know.
It did.
To put it short, I didn't have enough storage on my phone.
Yeah,
keep on exporting 2-hour fucking podcasts. You know, I don't have that kind of space, honestly.
We had the phone editing grind for a little while there. Do we still?
It was fucking terrible.
No, you're on the PC now.
Yes, yes. We are back. We are back.
We're back. Don't worry about the
Full form.
specifics.
Full form. Don't worry about how we got there, but so for the next pick, we
Oh, the
need to
picks.
we need to set the
Set the record straight.
set the stage here for this first pick,
Yeah.
because this was a little bit of a surprise. This one came out of the blue. Okay,
Yes, it did.
so Kate and I, we were having a boys' night. We were doing what you do on a boys' night.
Yeah, right.
I won't elaborate any
What you
further, but
do.
I will leave it to the imagination.
Yeah.
And Kate was like, "Yo, let's watch anime," and
Yes.
and
That is exactly how it started.
so, we weren't watching a show at that time. I don't think we were like in the spot
No.
after.
We were in the in-betweeny realm, if you will.
We were in a strange place, and Caden was just like, "Lol, what if we turned on the very first Initial D like
Remake movie.
remastered fucking
Yeah.
remake movie? Something Legend, is Legend in the title? Or?
It's called the Legend trilogy.
Yeah, we had fuck else to
Or
do,
something
so
like
I
that.
was like, all right, let's give this a chance. It's an hour long. What it couldn't hurt. So we threw it on. I actually really liked it. Like, it was actually, I enjoyed the story, and the
That was the
racing
greatest
wasn't.
origin story.
Yes, the racing wasn't half bad either. So I was like, Caden, let's do it. Let's get on the Initial D grind.
Which that was revolutionary to me. Because I remember ever since we started the pick thing, I've always used that as an example where it's like, Julius, what if I make you watch Initial D?
Yes.
And you were always like, I guess I'll have to watch it. Maybe I'll like it. And I was like, no.
I
But
was spitting facts though. I was spitting facts. Okay,
you were.
I hadn't tried it yet. But we're kind of going back to the root.
Whoa,
If you
whoa, whoa,
if
whoa, whoa, whoa.
if
The root no
if
Akasha?
if I may, if I may.
You may. You absolutely may.
Okay, I may.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Initial D, guys,
Yes.
and I watched two
The
Initial D movies, starting with the Legend one, and then the one.
yeah, the 2005 Hong Kong live action adaptation.
It actually was. It did not look terrible in terms of like
It is. It is.
the visuals. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
the visuals. It
Visuals are going
looks
raw.
it looks really cool. Have you ever seen Green Hornet?
But I understand what you're saying. I understand.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Asian guy from Green Hornet plays Takumi Fujiwara.
Oh,
Yeah, you didn't. You didn't see that's coming.
fuck you. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, Initial D.
Initial D. Where to start with this?
Well, first stage, my friend.
First stage, probably.
Yeah.
Um,
First stage, ladies and gentlemen. It was surprisingly, the first thing that captured me, with Initial D first stage was just the vibes, okay? Because not only did you have the races at night, but you had the social interactions at day, the time at the gas station with the boys.
yes.
The shit with Natsuki, which
That whore.
we'll get into
I kid.
her. We'll get into her later, similar to
Her arc.
similar to her sugar daddy. We will get into her.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
It's definitely it encapsulates. It's probably. I mean, it encapsulates what I would think of when I think of like '90s Japan. Honestly, like that's the life.
is that the ideal life right there? Is that your
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Is
that what you're
ideal
striving towards?
ideal age is like being like born like 1980 to 82 in Japan, growing up being a teenager in the 90s. That seems awesome, going to school, hanging out with friends, going all around town at night. Because no one sleeps in Tokyo, right? Obviously. By the way, might I add this entire thing is just going to be riddled with
Little references, little
riddled with some little references. But you know, the beat of the rising sun doesn't stop when you're.
Oh, back to back?
Yeah,
God
I had to
damn.
do it. Isn't rising sun like an offensive term for Japan?
I'm not sure. I don't know. It seems
I
like you
thought
know
it
more about
was.
Japan than me, so.
That's not something to be proud of. Um, but you know, it just seems like it's a fun environment. Like it's very chill. It's very mellow. It's very
Initial D vibe
relaxed.
is it's immaculate, you know?
It's
But
it's amazing.
not just like, you know, in terms of the content, the music, I really like the music. Past the Eurobeat, I really like the music in general in the first
Yeah,
stage.
the background music.
And the first stage, you may disagree, has my favorite visual style.
Wow, art style. You mean?
Art style, yeah,
I think.
I like it.
Oh,
This is like
see,
this. Is this? No, no. What am I saying? The fifth and final stage are when everyone's the softest, right?
yeah, they go they, they
They
go
go
from
JoJo.
hardest to softest.
Yes.
Um, so yours is. You want to rank the art styles? What do you
Okay,
think is
yeah, but
what do you think is
I'm
worst to best?
I'm about to look at them right now.
Okay,
First stage. Okay, I there's also an element of like the first stage has that like 90s tinge.
it does
So
for sure.
they kind of if it were like in a 2000s quality, maybe I think differently about it, but that definitely pushes me
Right.
towards that. The
Oh, for
second
sure.
stage, I don't like the way the second stage
It
looks,
looks like
Duncan.
Archer,
It looks
the
bad.
show. Yeah.
I ugh.
I mean, I don't. Here's the thing. It got
Everybody
better
looks
as the
old as
season
fuck in that
progressed.
stage.
It got better as the season progressed for sure.
I don't
Like
remember the
I
progression
remember the
throughout
episode
that
being
stage.
drastically different. Well, maybe not, but um, I'm gonna say it. I don't mind Ryosuke with brown hair.
Yeah, it was just weird as fuck though.
It
Like,
was weird,
I
but
he's got the black hair and I thought the black hair suited him the best because you know
I
he's
think
like a
it's
sharp jet
jarring.
black personality. You know?
Yeah, I think it's jarring because it's so brown. It's very light
It is,
brown. Like
yeah. It's
he
not like
has,
somewhere between black and brown. It is dead ass brown.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he has brown hair in third stage, I believe, but it's like it's pretty dark.
yeah. It's still
Um,
decently dark. Third
yeah,
stage, it has the advantage of being a movie, and so like obviously, I'm not gonna contest that the backgrounds and the overall animation are better than anything else in Initial D.
right.
But I don't know. I don't necessarily like the character design. Takumi actually looks pretty good, but
Yeah.
uh, uh third stage is good. It's high up. Initial D fourth stage. I forgot what. Okay, fourth stage is solid.
That's the
I,
raw one.
that is the raw one. That's
They're
that
very
stage is the raw
edgy, if you
shot, so it's
will.
very fitting.
Yeah. There's so many hard Ryosuke shots in fourth
There
stage.
are Ryosuke. How was Ryosuke looking in that?
Like look it
You
up.
my
Like
memory escapes me, ladies and gentlemen, because we have actually not watched Initial D since
like January, early
January,
January.
very early
Or
January. So
no, I think we watched it throughout most of January.
we started like what, early December?
No, I don't think so. Did we?
I
We
don't
might
fucking
have.
remember. Fifth stage
Soft.
for a different show,
I
I
don't
might have
mind it.
liked it. For a different show, I might have liked it, but for Initial D, everyone's looking soft.
Okay,
Ryosuke looks
however,
like a completely fucking different character.
however, Studio Synergy SP, you fuckers out there, whoever you are, I think they're making. Well, we'll talk about.
Are they making
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about
Okay,
that
okay,
later.
okay.
But
So art style, yeah,
whoever
I
they
still
are,
think it
all
first stage ranks high for me.
all three people working at Synergy SP, wherever you are, the
Hey man,
CGI,
they're carrying this latest project. Okay, they're carrying the game right now. Okay, the
the
rally racing is gonna
CGI
be hard.
is the rally racing is going to be hard, but the CGI cars are. It's some of the best CGI I've seen in anime,
Oh,
other
absolutely.
than Ufotable.
Yeah, the quality of the car animation obviously goes way up. Like
It's
that's
raw. Well, because
easily track it.
there was a time skip, like
There
real life
was.
time skip. They went from it was
There
2004 when fourth stage was made to 2013 when fifth stage was made. So I
is
mean,
there
9 years.
a reason for that?
You could probably look at it. I haven't actually looked into it, surprisingly,
Yeah.
but I think it was probably to get caught up with the manga because the manga went until 2013. It was like 97 to
Yeah.
2013 or something like that.
But
Like it
that's
went a long time.
the time skip, but also the fact that fifth and final still haven't been dubbed. What's the situation with that?
So that I believe I do know. I think I might be wrong on this, but Funimation acquired the rights to license/dub. So Initial D has a long history of issues with dub.
Right.
It was originally acquired by Tokyo Pop, which has since gone bankrupt and is no longer a thing.
That's the
But
Steve Bloom dub.
that's the one where Steve Bloom plays
Yeah.
plays Keisuke, I believe, is who he plays.
Interesting
Um,
cast, but you know.
that is a very interesting cast. I could not imagine that ever.
He's like 10 years older.
Yeah, like probably honestly, but um, so it was acquired by Tokyo Pop, and I think like I'm not really sure when it was, but at some point Funimation got it after Tokyo Pop went bankrupt. I think they got it in like 2003, or maybe that's when Tokyo Pop acquired the rights. I'm not sure there. But either Tokyo Pop acquired the rights or Funimation acquired the rights in 2003. And so Funimation dubbed all the way through fourth stage. I think that must have been when Tokyo Pop got the rights because I think Funimation dubbed it after fourth stage was made, but before fifth stage. And so I guess they just never got around to dubbing it when fifth stage came out.
Yeah.
Um,
That fucking sucks because
Oh, you know what? I'm totally an idiot. I know exactly why it is because it was pay-per-view in Japan.
oh yeah,
Fifth,
you were telling me about
fifth and
this.
final stage were fucking pay-per-view. You had to pay for it, and an episode every like month or 2 months came
God
out.
damn.
That must have been miserable to watch. But yeah, that's probably why.
That
And
means
I mean, a
it
mix
wasn't
of
doing
the
very
dubbing
well at
thing.
that point, right?
No,
It wasn't very
Initial
popular.
D fifth and final stage, from what I know, did not do well commercially or
But that kind of makes sense because
review wise.
fourth stage honestly has like a really solid ending.
Yeah, it
Like
does.
you
And I
could
mean,
have honest to God ended it there.
that's where I finished the show originally when I was like, no sub, only dub.
Yeah.
Um,
Dub grind set.
yeah. I mean, I could not imagine doing that again because I feel like there's a lot of good stuff that I forgot about in fifth stage. Not to say that fifth stage isn't
Oh, there's good
flawless, because it's not.
Yeah.
But I actually had a lot better of a time watching fifth stage, I think, this time than I did the first time.
shit. Okay.
And while that probably is some of the weakest stuff in the show is in that final stretch, I think it has a solid conclusion, honestly.
Like okay, but we need to address I think one of the best aspects about this show, and that is the dub.
Yeah, it has
This is actually one of my favorite dubs,
of all time.
honestly.
Wow. I mean it's really good.
I-
For no reason. It goes hard for no reason.
I was kind of thrown off at first because everybody says like their lines really fast early on. It's like there's a shit ton of stuff to cram in like
Right.
in that first stage from what I can remember, but it just slowly started to get better and better. And you have
Yeah.
like so many perfect casts, like Takumi, perfect cast. Keisuke,
And
perfect
that
cast.
dude, like,
Ryosuke, perfect cast.
so one thing that I do know about the dub that I find really interesting is so the dude who voices Takumi, his name is Joel McDonald.
Yeah.
He doesn't do as far as I know, he hasn't voiced a lot of other people. I think Let me look it up really quick, but I'm pretty sure he did a voice in Bleach or something like that.
Hmm.
That was bigger. Hold on just a second. Let me pull him up. But he hadn't done a whole lot up to that point, and he had never done anything with ADR. And they were like, "Hey, by the way, you're going to be the ADR director." And dude had to just wing it, like by himself, and he did a really good job.
Yeah, he was given like one of the best dub casts ever. Honestly.
Yeah, like it's crazy. But I mean, he did
Bunta is really fucking good. But I don't know. You just lose these perfect casts in the sub, and instead you get like Ryosuke, which I don't think fits him at all. It's the guy who voices Dio,
Dio,
Zeke,
yeah.
Takahito, or something like that. I think his name is. And then there's Keisuke, whose voice does not fit him at all. Everyone, like I said, everyone in the sub sounds like they're like fucking 10 years older than they actually are in the show.
Here's the thing. So my favorites are, and mind you, I mean, I've only ever seen really the fifth and final stage dubbed or subbed. I'm sorry, because it just doesn't have a dub to watch.
Right.
Um, I the ones that stood out to me were Ryosuke. I don't think Ryosuke is amazing, and his voice is definitely really deep.
Yeah.
And it doesn't fit him amazing, but I don't know. There's just something about that like, because like, yeah, it is initial D, but Ryosuke is kind of that badass character. So I guess it not necessarily it should have gone to God, what's his name? The voice actor. I completely forget his name now. But not necessarily it should have gone to him, but I think Ryosuke is the best person to give it to, if anyone.
Right.
I liked Mika a lot for some reason.
No,
I
yeah,
I think she does a very good job. But I like Takumi like a lot.
Takumi was solid. Yeah, Takumi was like one of the less offensive ones to me.
And his voice actor also, I don't know a whole lot. Shinichiro Miki. I don't know a whole lot that he does other than he voiced Assassin and Fate,
Oh, okay.
which
You
I
only
don't-
keep track of fucking Fate sub because it's actually good.
I only keep track of the good shows. Yeah,
No, I'll
yeah.
agree
Fate
with you.
sub is
Fate
also
sub
good.
is very good. A lot of good
Yeah.
casts on that.
But I mean, just to get back to the dub point. Yeah, the dub in the show is phenomenal.
I love it.
I don't think there. Shit, I accidentally just shot a train. I don't think there is a single actor in that show that I don't like. The only thing that pisses me off a little bit is Josh Grell's Itsuki.
I think
But
he's fine.
that's done intentionally too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because he also
being
voices Armin, and he's fucking goated as Armin too.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So,
And of course, you got Sabbath on the track. You know,
Sabbath's on the track.
You can't go wrong.
As
with
a
Sabbath.
not necessarily smaller villain, but also kind of,
Shoichi.
yeah.
He was. I mean,
he's a background character in
Takumi-
everything except for second stage.
he's pretty major because Takumi suffered his first quote unquote loss.
Yeah,
against him.
I guess that's true. Spoilers for
But then immediately after, he's just like he bitches him in fucking third stage. It's like, all right.
Yeah, and he's like, "Well, kid, I guess you won." That's my best
Fuck. I mean,
impression.
So I guess we can touch back on first stage.
Yeah.
Do you have like a particular? Do you have a particular favorite race from first stage? Because I mean, that's the show is the races and the moments leading up to the races.
Right.
So like, which one did it for you the most?
Okay. I feel like the one that was built up the most was versus Takashi.
Yeah.
Because that was like the first big little like arc. Obviously, Keisuke is awesome.
Right.
But that was a big one where it was like that that like it was a whole explanation for why it was happening. You know, like Itsuki with the thing where he accepted it for Takumi. Um,
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. The Keisuke one was, I mean, it was obviously, you know, it was the first race, but I mean, I don't think there was anything amazing about that, or you know, it wasn't the best
think
one, I should
I
say.
think I think Keisuke, you're right. I don't love his race other than running in the 90s, but you know, I think it has the best build up
Yeah.
than any other race because I mean, I love that story of like
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you ask what my favorite race was or my favorite build up?
favorite race, but I'm just
Oh,
saying
okay. Yeah, yeah,
my favorite build up is the Keisuke one because I mean, I started with the story of that build up with Legend or whatever.
yeah.
And I don't know. I just love that like nobody's assuming it's fucking Takumi and the slow reveal that he's
Actually,
the tofu
yeah.
driver. I love that shit. And then his drive up to the actual fucking race is dope. I love it.
That's a good point, actually. Okay. Yeah, I was forgetting a lot about that. I think it is a good build up. Never mind, I take that back. Um, one thing that I do want to note is I'm sorry, I don't think the Ryosuke race is very good for a final
Thank
race.
you, thank you. Okay, I was so scared because I was gonna come out and say that, but I thought you really liked that race, but it's
No, like
actually hella underwhelming, honestly.
it honestly is. Like,
Because
and
it
I
kind of just
didn't.
like fucking pops up, right? Doesn't it just like, all right, we're doing this?
Yeah, pretty. I mean, well, there's that scene where Ryosuke gives him the bouquet of flowers, which that is
Oh,
raw.
that is
That is
Raw.
raw.
Ryosuke, King of Raw, by the way.
That
That's
is that is when I realized that he was my favorite character. Um, if I hadn't already. But
showing up
like,
to the race in the fucking suit. Like, come on, guys.
yeah. Yes. But the races, like, I think that was like one of the shortest races in the season.
Honestly, yeah. And Ryosuke had like so much build up as like a fucking 10 million IQ race god that like I was expecting something a little more
And
from
he just
that.
got like
He got
he got
bitched.
punked.
Yes.
Yeah, he got bitched by
And
Takumi.
then the season ends. He's like, "Good job, Takumi." And the season's over.
Yeah, and he's like, he's gonna keep on it. He gave that classic monologue in the Tatum
Yeah.
voice.
But honestly, it kind of makes sense because he's not really like for the rest of the series, he's not really like a racer. He's like his
He's the
mentor. He's
supervisor,
the
kind of.
supervisor. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I don't know. He had a lot of build up as like knowing the theory behind the race. So
the
I was like
theories were
excited.
hard. The
They
theories
were
were raw as fuck.
fucking equations about and his simulations, dude. Oh my god.
Yes.
They just got better with each stage until he's
Um.
pulling some Tony Stark shit.
Yes. Um. Who is your favorite character overall? That's
You want
okay. Is that a big thing to ask, or is that a later on the episode kind of thing?
the no, we're just floating around right now. You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Favorite character, not not the best written, is Takashi because
Go fuck yourself. Oh, dude, we have
I
to put all the
love him.
clips in.
We do.
I forgot about that.
I'm going to. No, Takashi. I don't know. He's such a shit. Like he's a shit
He
to his
is.
friends.
He is.
He's
He's a dick.
he's
Well, okay. That's the thing is, he's a dick at first, but he kind of becomes chill like later
yeah.
on.
Well,
Honestly.
that's almost everybody in this series is like
Yeah, it's true.
it's the JoJo thing where he beats the shit out of them and they become his friend, or part four, I should say. But like
Yeah.
he's a shit, but he has like respect. Like he wants a fair race, and that's kind of what I like. But he's not the most well written. Probably, I would say Takumi, but honestly, Takumi like I love his initial character arc of like being completely oblivious to racing to being 100% dedicated to it.
That
But
is a good
then
point.
after that, it kind of stagnates a little bit because there's not much you can do with that after that. But
He becomes 100% dedicated a little bit too early, in my opinion.
yes, I agree because that was one of the most
By
that was one of the most interesting aspects of the story to me, is that he does not want to race at the beginning.
Right, and I think by like what, probably second stage? No, not second stage, but like by third stage,
He locks
like,
it in at the end of third stage.
well, the thing is, like, he locks it in, but even at that point, he's not fully in because he locks it in, but he still doesn't know anything about street racing.
Right? Yeah. So he's putting he's registering, but he's not ready yet. So,
Yeah, and
but I think it's symbolic whenever he puts racing over Natsuki. Like that's when he really locks it in, I think.
yeah, and I mean, it's kind of revealed when like, because, well, the Project D arc starts,
Yes.
and
The big D.
we'll be getting to that momentarily, and
Now.
he, like, it's kind of almost at the beginning of fourth stage. It goes a little bit too fast
I
because
agree.
I wish they would have shown the real origins
Yeah.
of Project D.
Facts.
Whereas,
They just roll up in the first episode of the fourth stage. It's like, all right, they got the 2 support vans, and okay,
yeah,
it started.
which I don't mind, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's implied that they've already done like 4 races. At
Yeah,
minimum.
like they're a little bit experienced at that point, but I was definitely expecting more build up when Ryosuke in the third stage is like, there was an idea,
Yes.
the D initiative, if you will.
The D initiative.
The
That's
initiative.
raw. That is one of the rawest things I've heard in a while.
But I was definitely expecting more, but yeah, when they just roll up, I'm just like, okay, so we're just getting right into it then. I would have been kind of interested in like what Ryosuke being like. All right, this is what we're gonna need, guys. We're gonna need 2 support vans. We're gonna need this. We're gonna need
When you
that.
really
Like
break
that.
it all down.
When you really break it all down.
Yeah, I mean,
Fourth or first stage. Did you say what your favorite race was, or?
um, probably Takashi.
Yeah.
Takashi or the
I
Silady race. I want to like the Silady race a lot because, number one, a little bit of a hot take.
Uh-oh.
The Silady is my second favorite car in the series.
I wouldn't know if that's a hot take or not, but
I don't
go
know
off. Go off.
either. I don't
Go
know either.
off.
I just kind of said that. But
Not if
the
you,
Silady,
maybe you should take that to that one YouTuber who ranked all the initial D cars.
oh, yes, they're a big automotive channel.
They are.
Shout out Donut Media
Donut
fans if
Media.
you like them. Knockoff Hoonigan.
Yeah,
You don't know
fuck
what that
them for
is.
mispronouncing all those fucking names, though. God fucking
He
damn it.
is they're infamous for that. I've seen some initial D videos.
We watched their ranking of the initial D cars video, and we're convinced that
It was cringe. It was cringe.
Mr.
The
Media
dude,
did not
the dude
watch.
didn't watch it. There was one guy who definitely watched it, and there
It's
was
like their
another guy
guide.
who definitely didn't.
Gave him a rough summary of the whole thing,
Yeah,
you know.
they'd have to cut, and he'd be like, "Look, man, that's not how you pronounce it."
And Takumi, you know, he was really getting in
Takumi.
there. He was.
That's so cringe.
I think my first race, or not, my favorite race,
And first
is
stage.
Is this a hot take? Tell me if this is a hot take or not.
Hot take in
I
the
really
initial
li-
D fandom.
I really like the Shingo race, if I'm being
I
honest.
knew you would. I
Yes.
knew you would.
I mean, because that's like when they're really playing bumper cars. They're really playing bumper cars in that one.
Really playing bumper car.
I really like the idea of a gum tape death match. It's cool.
The gum tape, dude. What I want to know is, did they really call it gum tape everywhere, or in the '90s, or was that just a stupid Funimation thing? Like, what is it? Why is it called that?
I think I'll lean towards the Funimation thing, but
Probably.
I don't know. There was a lot of cool shit in there. Whenever like he knocks Takumi, and Takumi like recovers.
Knocked him up.
Like that was a dope moment.
The 360 thing is raw.
That's raw. And I also really like the part at the end when Shingo like crashes and Ikutani, the boys come and they're like,
racers.
"Yeah, hey, you're right, man." Because I mean, that's the thing about the shows. There's not a lot of truly like malicious
hostility.
Yeah,
really.
malicious people other than the criminals, which we'll get to that episode, the Ross episode.
The
of Initial D.
criminals. Some things are more important, like winning.
Like being able to walk.
Like being able to walk.
That's good.
Yeah. No, but I mean the Shingo race and I mean to be fair is awesome because so there's a thing that I like to talk about with Initial D where I refer to it as like the Takumi stunts,
Mm.
right? There's always at least one per season, and first stage was stacked.
Yeah,
You
he was
had
pulling something. Like
you had the gutter run, which is a classic.
yes.
And then you had you had the gutter run, you had the gum tape death match. 360 also in that same race.
Yeah, the gum tape deathmatch. He was just like, no, lol. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna steer the car, lol.
right.
What happened in the Still 81? What did he do?
Nothing. He
He did
raced.
nothing. Then after that is the rain one.
Okay, that's the forgotten one because
Cappuccino.
no, what are you talking about?
That's the cappuccino, bro.
No,
Or
the
wait,
cappuccino's fourth stage. What are you talking about right now?
I guess this summary is incorrect.
You're looking at a summary right now. You're
It's
really
been a
looking at a
while.
summary
Okay,
right now.
okay.
No,
No,
it's
no,
fair.
no, 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 no. I'm looking at the episode list. See.
Really, the summary. You're really looking at a
I
summary
should
right
have
now.
never brought that up. Fuck.
No, you shouldn't have, because now I know. No, the cappuccino race is fourth stage. That's the guy who uses the R slur.
You'll have to forgive him.
That's the base Funimation guy.
You're gonna have to use street talk. We don't know all these crazy. And the guy's like
Yeah.
a big nerd. He's like
The guy-
using my deduction. I was
using
able
my
to
and then there's this. That's his
process of
first line.
elimination.
His first line in the entire show.
The funny thing about that guy is like he comes off as a douche at first, but then he's just kind of like.
But he's not.
Alright.
He's
He's not.
chill. He's like, I don't even care about
Well,
this
because in
race,
his
bro.
head he's like, yeah, I'm gonna. He's like cursing like every 2 sentences. He's like,
Yes, he is.
I can beat the
I'm gonna
shit
fuck
out of
this.
this guy.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
fuck this kid in the ass.
fuck this
Kind of
dude.
thing.
I'll peg this
Yeah.
kid. And then he's like, hey, what's up, dude? Like it was a good race.
Yeah.
He just talks shit in his mind and he doesn't follow through. You know?
But uh what were we talking about? Something
We were
about first
talking about
stage?
the
Oh,
rain.
you have the summary.
Yes. Trust me,
So
I am the guide.
the rain race is the only one, to my knowledge,
That's
in
what's
the
his
remake
face?
trilogy. Kenta.
Kenta. Yes.
Not the annoying ass
Well,
dub voice.
Yeah, baby boy. We'll
Yeah.
call him that.
Even though I'm pretty sure he's like as old as Keisuke is.
Did
Or something.
Ryosuke and Keisuke like adopt him or something? Like they
He's just
his-
like he's his
his
underling. He's his minion.
his legal guardian.
Yes. I I think he's like what I want to know are where all these people's parents kind of thing.
Yes. Well, we know
Like,
where Takumi's is, but he's an
I know where
enabler,
Takumi is, but he is an enabler.
He literally
That is a quote.
he made Takumi unconsciously fucking trained to be the greatest street racer of all time. Like
That is a good point, actually. He did do that. But God, I didn't even think about that.
by the way, Bunta, he's up there.
Goated.
He's up there.
Of course.
Top
the goat.
3, maybe not 3, maybe not 2.
Top 3,
I
perhaps
don't know why
not
I
3.
didn't. Perhaps not 3.
Perhaps not even 3.
Drake poses a question.
Yes.
Shall it be top 3, perhaps?
Perhaps not even 3.
Not 3.
But no, but I mean like I saw I've seen this meme where it's like, you know that line in at the end of Wolf of Wall Street where Leo's or not at the end, but where Leo's like, now is any of this legal? Absolutely fucking not. Apparently at some point I've seen a bunch of memes where it's like the end, that's the end of the show. At some point they talk about how none of this was really legal. I don't know if that's a sub thing or what.
Like if there's a show dedicated to teenagers doing, things illegal for teenagers to do.
Right, that are prohibited for specific reasons.
Alcohol, drugs,
Drugs.
the
right.
like.
We'll
We'll get
get there. We'll get to that.
We'll get
there. That's a third season. That's a third season banger.
there.
Just stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
But I don't. I mean, what are these people? I've had a few questions with the lives that these people live outside of racing.
That's so true because this entire show is literally just showing these people pulling up at night or like eating at family / Johnny's / John.
Families. My biggest question is, where do these people get their money?
Yes,
Because
thank you. How are they making a living? What are they doing?
To my knowledge,
What
none
are
of
they
these
doing?
people are shown outside of street racing.
I
Other
think
than
they're
a
all
few
hermits.
characters.
They all live in the woods.
Is there a fast house that they go back to after every race?
Okay, that's what I needed more of. Was like I need a D house, if you will, where we're
there's
like having cookouts and shit.
There's the Takahashi household.
There is, yes.
It's just those two who live there,
But
right?
there was also that little like cabin they stayed in. I think it was like fourth stage. Like
but
that's where
I don't
Project
think
Blue
that.
stayed.
I think it was just one race thing.
Oh, was that only one race? I remember them being there like pretty often.
Well, because remember they went on expeditions to different
right.
Different, what's it called?
Yeah.
Whatever territories or whatever.
Yeah, turfs.
But yeah, like, how do they get this money?
I don't know.
There's
all this shit and
there's very limited talk of money, and this is a very expensive sport for something that
absolutely
you don't get any money out of.
Yeah, you gotta
you just win.
repair them shits. You gotta tune them up. You know, whatever the fuck you do with a car.
Like, I want to see the side story about Chris Sabat working at McDonald's, or Chris Sabat working at McDonald's,
trying to get by just so he can race at night. But isn't that like the premise for most like Eurobeat songs? Is like, I'm so fucking lonely and my life is street racing on the hills, man.
The entire premise of every Eurobeat song, it's like I need street racing. I don't have anything else. You know,
so high energy, but yet so depressing.
They're all incredibly sad when you really think about it. When you really break it all down. I mean, such is the life of running in the '90s. You know, it's
you know, you're always trying to run up there and trying to get from the bottom and into the top. You know, you're just trying to,
you know, and when you're back on the rocks at the night, you realize how important it is that you win each and every single race and you put your all into it.
Because if you do that, man, you know what? You're gonna feel forever young. You know, you're just gonna.
You will.
You're gonna ride that wave. You know, you're gonna. Where's Ride That Wave? You know, that should have been a
that's definitely a Eurobeat banger. A Euro banger, if you will.
Look it up. It might be sung by Kendra Blast.
It's not.
Oh, I heard that. Boop-boom.
Yeah, you didn't, did you? I have an achievement just because 3.
Got wood.
But yeah, I mean, first stage is undoubtedly the best stage.
Oh, you think so?
Well,
last time I recall, you were torn between that and
I still am, but overall, I think it is. Third stage it serves a specific purpose.
Most of the races I was invested in, which I can't say for some of the other parts necessarily. Yeah. So that I definitely think it's the best one. But I suppose with that, we'll move to second stage.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Wait, what about the openings?
We'll get to them.
Okay. Fine. Second stage, it's basically split up into two halves, right? Like the first half is, or well, no.
Kind of, yes.
Because the first half's kind of focused on Kyoichi, and then he kind of fades into the background, right?
He does, which is... Yeah, I've kind of forgot about that part. So the first half is Kyoichi, and then the second half is Wataru.
Yes.
um, who, for some reason, Wataru is one of the most recurring side characters.
He is.
I don't know why. I
I don't
think
know.
he's shown up in like every season.
He's like his first like counterpart, I suppose, because
Yeah.
he has the 8-6.
And I mean, like, he plays so much more of a purpose than
He
I would
does.
expect him to, because
He's in one of my
he's
favorite scenes in Fifth Stage.
yes,
You know the one.
classic.
Goated
Hardest
scene.
open. Okay, I will say Fifth Stage had the hardest opening
Yes, absolutely.
episode of
That's
all
one of my
time.
favorite episodes.
Yeah, like honestly. But yeah, I mean, it is definitely split up. So
I'll
we have
say
the
I prefer the Kyoichi part heavily to the Wataru part.
Well, from what I remember, Wataru didn't even show up until like it wasn't even like half and half. It was like three
Yeah.
fourths of the season was Kyuichi, and then at the very end it was like,
Yeah, for sure.
oh, Wataru's here now. Which I mean, I don't think is a bad thing necessarily,
Yeah.
but um,
It's kind of weird. Like I like Kyoichi. Um, I think he plays a good antagonist, but it's kind of weird watching him in second stage, and he's kind of like goaded, and then like
and then he turned into
bitched
a beta.
immediately in the movie, and he's not even like the main point of the movie. He's like
Well,
he's like a subplot in that movie.
yeah, he was. There were like 2 or 3 races in that movie.
There was him, Kai, is that his name?
Yeah, Kai Kogashiwa.
And
And then there was like the Ryosuke one that they showed
which
5
didn't
seconds
even,
of.
yeah, they off screen that shit.
We got cucked,
We did. It's fucked
but
up.
um,
And there was a race against time to get the rapist.
so four,
Chris Ayers,
yeah. Rest in
rest in
peace.
peace.
Rest in peace.
I loved you as the
That's
rapist
what we know
initially.
him. That's what we know him as. Is he
Space
played side
Nazi,
character,
Space Nazi, and rapist.
space Nazi.
Frieza.
Oh,
Frieza D's
get that
nuts.
shit out. He's
Anyways,
a space Nazi. What the hell?
yeah, genocidal.
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 But yeah. So
Second stage.
what I always thought was interesting about Kyuichi was, so for whatever reason, well, okay. Here's the thing about Kyuichi is he's not even really that focused on Takumi from what I remember.
No,
Like,
he's trying to challenge the whole like
see, well,
area.
yeah, Seiji gets beat by Takumi and he's like, whatever.
Yeah, tough shit.
Like, just let's cut our losses and kind of get
Right.
out of here kind of thing. And then later on he gets actually involved with Takumi. And then he kind of seems obsessive about it. He's like,
Yeah.
come back if you want a real race. And then he
Right.
like he just waits on the mountain like every night. I think
Yeah.
they're posted up at Akagi.
They are.
Which I mean it's again, it's not necessarily, it's just like a nitpick thing. But what I found really interesting about him is his relationship with Ryosuke. Cuz
Yes.
he's introduced in the first episode, and Ryosuke with his rich boy sweater fit.
Yeah, his fucking his frat boy outfit, you know,
Yes.
he's getting in there.
Um
And his hair dyed just like his idol, Takumi.
Yes. It's clear to the audience that like
I have to become him. I have to assume the role of Takumi if I want to know what's going on inside his head.
they have a history, right?
They do.
And I love
Yeah, there's like a
the
flashback.
race. There's a flashback when he had the flat top.
Yes. Yo, good thing he adopted the do-rag, yo.
The do-rag arc. Dude,
This is how people know I'm raw when I'm voiced by Chris Sabat and I have a do-rag.
might I say the blonde hair do-rag, which is it's dyed. Like, we have confirmation
combo.
his hair is dyed,
What a
and he has
combo.
a do-rag, and it's Chris Sabat. That is
We should
raw.
have had a completely different voice actor before in the flashback. It evolves into Chris Sabat.
Dude, what if Chris Ayers voiced him before and he turns into Chris Sabat? That would be awesome. That'd be so raw. But there's a race with him and Ryosuke, and
Yeah.
he gets destroyed.
He
Like he gets wrecked. Like I remember there's this line where Ryosuke is like, for some reason his weakness is turning right specifically. I don't
Yes.
remember what the reasoning behind that is, but there's this line where Ryosuke realizes it and he's like, turning right, that's your weakness. And he gives like the rawest delivery and he's like, to be completely honest, he's like, to be completely frank, you really suck at it, or something like that. And then he just destroys him in a race. I remember I was like, this dude's such a badass.
I think one of the best episodes of Initial D is the one where Takami's car breaks down.
That's a turning
Yoichi-
point.
Yeah, absolutely. And because I mean, even before that, like in the beginning of season 2, he's still kind of like apathetic about racing, right? Like he doesn't really
Yeah. Well,
give a fuck.
he does, but he doesn't really like realize it, I guess.
Right.
He's
And
becoming more involved with it.
the build up to that moment was just beautiful with Bunta on the side talking about getting him upgrades and stuff.
How he has to lose his first race or
He has to
whatever.
lose his first race, which I like how he didn't formally lose. It's just because Kyoichi
Right.
didn't consider it a real race.
Yes.
And just that moment when he drives by and it's like, yeah, come back when
It's
you're
like,
ready.
Come back when you have a real car.
Yeah. And
Kinda
just
thing.
like Bunta like coming out there and helping him out.
He knew for some reason. I don't know how he knew.
Dude, he
just kinda-
it's probably because he's been through like half this shit before. It's one of the lines, that he delivered. He's like, "Is that a girl on the phone, son?" He's like, "How do you know that, Dad?" And he's like, "Intuition and experience, son," which is
Yes.
it's like the Bunta's manual for becoming a Sigma or something.
Intuition and experience. That is raw.
It's just, he knows Takami's life path for some reason. Like he's
knows
literally guiding him down
everything.
the road, if you will.
Which leads me back to the question: who would win in a race, Bunta or Ryosuke?
Bunta.
You think?
Bunta would fuck him.
Okay,
Hello?
that is true. I can't imagine
If early
Ryosuke,
Takami can fuck him, then like I don't
but
know.
Ryosuke definitely has an improvement at some point.
I couldn't track that because he doesn't really have a lot of races.
Okay, who do you think is better by the end of the show, Ryosuke or Keisuke or Fujiwara? That's a hard question because it's implied that Keisuke gets really good.
Yeah, oh fuck.
At
Okay,
some
yes. Jumping ahead, but like one of the
Yeah.
coolest fucking things.
The Fujiwara zone.
The zone. Oh, the way it's animated, it's so fucking cool.
And
That's
it's in the opening
it's
too.
it's so hard. I love that concept.
I'm so mad that I didn't get to see when it's initially. Whoa.
Whoa!
That's a bar actually. I didn't even think about it when I said
He
it.
didn't. He wasn't. He was just going
I
instinct.
wasn't prepared to handle.
The D.
But
Oh no! This episode's gonna be called "Getting Some D."
that's not what this episode's going to
Yes,
be titled.
it is. Yes, it is.
No.
Write that in, if you will.
No, cut that out.
Mm.
Cut that out if you will.
I will grant this. Write that in. It accounts for a third dimension because you have
It
cut it
does.
out
It's the
keep
exact
it in,
opposite.
which is the editing process. But then you
Keep-
have the first draft with write it in. You know what I'm saying?
you
Submit it,
realize the
submit it.
meaning of the work as a whole.
Yes, exactly.
Submit it.
We're coming up with new metas every episode. Folks. We got
Yes.
the badges. We got
The badges. Keep that in. Cut that out.
the editing process bars. What was I?
We're talking about the Fujiwara zone.
Fujiwara zone. Honestly, but like, would Keisuke have a counter to the blind attack?
Okay, let's assume that Keisuke doesn't know about the blind attack.
Right. I think
what would happen is he'd get bitched by the blind attack,
yes,
but he'd recover.
he would adapt. Yeah.
because that's their thing is they figure out their own tactics by falling victim to their enemies' tactics.
Yes,
Because
yes.
their enemies all have their little special things too, whether
Yeah.
that be, the other gutter that the Miata tries to do, or the jumping that Kai does,
yeah.
or the pouring oil on the ground.
Hiring thugs to beat up your enemies.
The hiring thugs to beat your enemies up when you lose
Good
the
tactic.
race.
Good
Yeah,
strategy.
right. And they adapt.
Okay, that's raw though. When Ryosuke's like, "You dunce! I could have dodged that easily. I could have
That is
invaded the
raw.
oil."
That is so raw. But he's kind of a dick to Keisuke.
Yeah, but hey, it was necessary for his growth. You know what I'm saying? He's nurturing. You know.
I suppose. They're brothers, so it's
They
probably
are,
fun.
brother. Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, I feel like he could probably recover from it. Now, honestly, if you asked me, Takumi would still probably win.
Yeah.
But I feel like there is less of a margin between them.
Yes.
Like it's implied that Keisuke is really good now.
Yeah. Which that's
yeah.
I'm gonna be Giannis.
Okay.
In terms of season 2, lol. Imagine calling them seasons. Second stage.
See, stage 2, is that what you're about to say?
Shut the fuck up. The Wataru part wasn't doing it for me. I don't know.
Here's the thing that I like about it. Nothing in particular, actually. I don't know. It wasn't bad, but it just didn't grab me as much.
I like the concept of like the two. He's like racing an 8.6, another 8.6.
Yeah,
But, like,
I mean
I don't know.
that is a very interesting concept.
Location was pretty cool, I guess.
That is probably one of my favorite locations for a race ever. It's like Kazumi's talking about it in the background. Kazumi, by the way, you remember that part?
Kazumi, is that Wataru's sister?
Yeah, that's someone that eats. You remember the Itsuki side plot?
You didn't have to cut me off.
Yes.
By the way, this is like the #1 show for cucking. Like, people get cucked so much.
The Lonely Racer Club, if you will.
Exactly. It's like the
drivers don't need girlfriends.
The loneliness is almost as much of a staple as the actual street races, if you will.
Right.
The Lonely
I will.
The Lonely Racers Guild. You know
it's a Lonely Racers Guild now.
Yes.
Okay, I'm liking that. I'm liking that.
It's happening. Except, wait, I forgot. Does Takumi end up with Mika at the end?
Yes.
That's some bullshit. Yeah. He can't have both. He needs to choose. He needs to choose.
Him.
He needs to choose.
I mean,
has he transcended street racing and found women?
I mean,
he's transcended the dichotomy and combined them.
If he didn't then he'll transcend street racing whenever he doesn't get to street race.
The funny thing about it is a lot of, well, not a lot of, but Takumi and Shinji's initial motivations.
Wait, like their initial dream, if you will. Secret. That's the word that you're not allowed to say when it comes to initial D. You're not allowed to say
dream, but you should also not say it because of spoilers. But
because of the big D, the big dream, they didn't know they were going in the big dream. That is wrong.
Project Dream is kind of hard though. Why didn't he?
I know it is.
Why didn't he let them know what the meaning was?
Because he's a badass. He doesn't have to.
Because he's a Sigma. Because he has to like keep it a mystery for a little while. You know, it's gotta just
because he didn't have to cut me off
a little bit.
But
as I was saying,
yeah, you go ahead.
As I was saying, my initial D lecture, it all comes back for Takumi and Shinji, two very very like-minded individuals. It all comes back to them chasing women. Because
it does.
The very first race, he's doing that race to get the date with Natsuki. But Shinji gets well acquainted with uh Mako and Sato.
Sayuki.
Sayuki.
Mako Sato is her name.
It's Sato for
Yeah.
he gets well acquainted with them, and it almost pushes him to race. He's like, "Oh yes, I'm gonna do this for some pussy. Let's go." Even
Which,
though I'm
might I add, I completely forgot about the little side plot that they have at the end. I really like that.
I did like that too
Cool
because they kind of shafted
little side plot.
all the side characters from the previous stages, but then they just show up at the
Yeah,
end. That was neat.
yeah. Except for the guys at the end of fourth stage. They are like the only people who don't. They're literally the only people who don't show up, which I'm mad
Yeah.
about because they showed up in the manga.
They fucked it up. They just all around that adaptation was completely fucked up.
Studio Synergy SP. They did it again. They've done it again.
Synergy.
In their first and last anime ever, they managed to fuck it up.
They were not synergizing with the manga. I'll tell you that
They
much.
were
Okay.
not synergizing.
So second stage. So second stage is good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's good.
Third
It has a-
stage. Oh,
Doesn't second stage have a
no.
higher rating than third stage?
Third stage has the lowest rating of all of it.
God fucking damn
Third
it!
stage is the only thing to not break the 8 realm.
We were discussing that it could be because it's a movie and movies are graded kind of differently. No, actually, know what? Fuck that because
No,
there
they're
are-
fuckers.
there's a bunch of movies in the top like 100 of
They're
now.
dude.
They're fuckers.
Okay, for the longest time, third stage was my favorite.
I can see why
And I
because
still love it so much.
it's the most cinematic because it's a fucking movie. But also, the Kai race is sick and I love it.
the
Great race.
the Iroha jumps
Sick.
they go raw.
They are raw.
The part whenever it's first revealed what he's doing is so fucking cool.
It is because Initial D it never quite delves into like Fast and Furious
Unrealistic.
absurdity. It's like
It's
it's
occasional.
it stretches the boundaries of reality a little bit, but you can like see logically why that would happen.
Well, because like for instance, whenever Ryosuke and they do it for sure better later on, especially after the Project D stuff when they use actual science.
Yes.
Because I remember there's this talk that Ryosuke is given with someone about like how to fucking calculate tire grip or something.
Yeah,
like
there was a lot
on a
of
corner.
jargon later in the later
Yes.
stages for sure.
For sure. But like in that race where Ryosuke is like driving on the wall or whatever it is,
Yeah.
like they explicitly say like he's like, yeah, my suspension's getting fucked after this. Like,
Yeah.
like this is not good for my car. And yeah, I mean they're definitely better about it later. Like, but most of the stuff could happen. Like when Takumi gets hit by whatever the fuck that dude's name is, and he does a 360. Like,
Yeah, Shingo. Yeah.
that could happen if you were good enough, probably.
Yeah, reasonably.
And
But
there's this crazy F1 race that I actually saw.
Oh.
Well, I didn't watch because F1's for losers. But this dude gets hit and he does a full fucking 360.
That's bars.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's so
I'm sorry,
cool.
but when I think of F1, I for some reason associate it with crashing and burning. I don't know why.
That's
is
the
that
only
like
reason why people really watch it.
Really, to see if like something fucked up's gonna happen?
Yeah, come on. No one actually watches it for the races.
Or is this
It's
a
like-
hater? Is this a hater's perspective?
No, it's like NASCAR. It's the exact same as NASCAR. Who
But maybe-
watches NASCAR for the cars?
Are they as racist as NASCAR?
No, it's like liberal NASCAR.
A liberal NASCAR.
Well, because they're all
Champagne
French.
NASCAR.
They're
Yeah.
literally all French.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
that's why.
But I think
French people are pretty liberal, except to Muslims.
there's a degree of like car expertise in it because also there was like the Drift King who like didn't he how involved was he like with this show like what's his name
For those of you who don't know the real life drifting lore,
which he makes several cameos and I would have been hella confused if Caden would have told me who it was.
Keiichi Tsuchiya
Yeah, Suchi.
um is known as the father of drifting, which
Which
that
is
in and of itself is a raw name.
you deserve a
Um
medal.
who he I mean he pretty much like solidified the method of how to drift, pretty much. Like he kind of created drifting.
He has a
Um
cameo in Tokyo Drift as well.
he does,
Like
and he
that's
was
not how you
also
drift. He's like Stan Lee almost.
yes. He also supervised for that. He played sort of the same role in that movie. Um and what I find really interesting is he kind of did it the exact same way Takumi did it. Like he was literally just a kid that grew up in Japan who went out into the mountains like every night and
That's
then
fucking
just like
awesome.
fucked around with his car, which is sick. That's so
That is.
cool. Um and so he served as a supervisor kind of, I guess, just to I don't to tell him how fucking drifting works. I don't know. Um and so he makes a few appearances, and it's implied that he and Bunta have a little bit of a past.
Yeah. Bunta's in
Um,
the he's with the legends, we'll say that much.
yeah. Um,
Here's the question, is Tsuchiya the
better
best?
than
Is he better than everybody?
no, I think Bunta is still better than, which I guess it kind of answers my question. Ryosuke versus Bunta.
Mhm.
Um, no, I think Bunta is well because it's kind of implied that like they're kind of equals,
Right.
which if you know anything about cars, that is an incredible level of driving.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, to be equals with someone like that is it's crazy. But I think Bunta would probably win. I mean,
Okay.
it's you can't really decipher real life to
Yeah.
anime, but like,
Power scale, who would win, Obama or Goku? Like, although
eh,
that would be a settled case, but
no, it would not be.
yeah,
It would not be.
Obama might get in there actually.
I think Obama would solo.
I think Obama would get like raw, like he'd.
He'd get Raw,
it's,
the long-awaited sequel
it's time for
starring
you to get
Barack
raw.
Obama. Dude, Barack Obama can't be president anymore. He should just become an actor. Honest to
Dude,
God,
honestly, he should be like
he
The
could
Rock
do
and
anything
Snoop
he
Dogg.
wants.
He's completing the side quests
Yep,
in life at this
yep.
point. Like,
Dude, Snoop
I mean,
Dogg has
because
completed every side quest in existence.
did you see him before the Super Bowl? He was prepping, quote unquote. He was like in the
No.
corner, like just just getting
Was
at
he?
it.
Do you think he was high at the Super Bowl?
Oh, come on.
Was he allowed to be high there?
Well, where was it held?
It doesn't matter. Does,
Can you not be?
he'll smoke
Can
weed
you
wherever
not
he
be high
wants.
in a football stadium?
No, he'll smoke weed wherever he wants to,
Oh,
regardless of
absolutely,
whether it's legal or not. But like,
absolutely.
did the NFL let him do it?
I don't know. Plausible deniability. I don't know.
We're getting off track.
Off track.
Initial
Whoa.
D third stage.
Wow.
Oh, dude, we need to have
The
some
eye catches.
the eye catches. I mean, the eye catch.
First one, the best. Can we say
It's
that?
the only. That's not the only good one.
I think.
What's
I think
second
the.
stage? Second stage is like the piano one. It's like
Yeah.
initial D and then just a little piano thing, which I
Yeah.
like.
Then
Okay, we can
there's.
all agree the softest one is fourth stage.
Oh, so fucking bad.
It's that's
Fifth
not
stage is
good.
decent though, with the
Fifth and yeah, where
and
it's like the
they stay
characters
in.
and they spin around. They're like
Yeah.
initial D, which
Initial.
they do a little bit in first stage, but not very much.
Yeah, they
And
switch it
that's
up
where
a
we
little
get the legendary the initial D
bit.
boy
Boy.
thing. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua.
I'll return.
Um, so, but yeah, I mean, third stage, um, it's very good in my opinion. The Kai
What?
shit is,
What? Third stage?
yeah,
Yeah, it's really good.
the
I'm trying to the part where Natsuki and Takumi are at the lake.
the
Really good.
lake, and she's like, "I love you," and then the music goes crazy.
Yeah, it swells. Like my
Yeah,
penis.
right. Um,
It's definitely the second best though. It was close honestly.
yeah.
Facts.
Hold on. No, I mean, like I mean, no one really cared about the first race with Sabbath. I mean, people did care, but like
But it's like it's almost like the
we've
cold.
seen it
It's almost
before,
like the
kind
cold
of.
open a
It
little bit.
is. Yeah.
He gets
Um,
relegated to the cold open.
yeah. The Kai race is
That's up there.
probably my favorite race in the series.
Ah,
It
okay.
has
That's fair. That's fair.
it has one of my not one of my favorite Eurobeat songs as a whole, but one of my favorite uses of a Eurobeat song,
Mm.
which is at the end when they jump on they do the jump on the bridge. The jumping obviously is crazy. It's really good overall in my opinion.
That's bars.
Yeah, it's I like
Big
it.
big
Good
bar.
stage. Good stage.
Bar. Now
Um,
we shall proceed
fourth stage.
in the beginning of Project D. Almost said it. I can't drop it. Can't drop the D bomb.
I did it.
Yes, you did, and you will be punished. Uh,
Yeah. Wait, hold on. What?
oh.
Uh,
Oh.
Project D.
Project D.
Nuts. That's a classic. That's
That's an all-time.
wait. Hold on.
Ah!
Sorry, I need to look at this video that Brian just sent. Please tell me.
What? What just happened?
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
Who knows?
Don't
Who knows what this man just saw?
worry about that. Don't worry about that. So, Project D, it it has a very interesting start
It
because
does.
they kind of just hop right in.
They just jump right in, and they kind of take the. They don't take Project D's perspective. They take the perspective of those they're challenging.
Some loser side character.
Yeah, and somebody's marriage is on the line. Episode 1.
Yes, I forgot about that.
Like, you pick racing or you pick me, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I have to win this race." Fuck.
She says
He gives like an
if you
ultimatum.
lose, she says if you lose the next race, you have to quit racing forever. Which is pretty much the same as being like, I don't think you're good enough.
Oh fuck.
Sucks to be that guy, but
If you're gonna split your time up between me and racing, at least be good at it. Is
right,
I like
exactly.
it.
Um,
That race, I don't remember that race very well.
well,
This
what's
is
funny is
the
I didn't
Toto
get to
tour.
finish that race
What? Why? What happened?
because I. So there's this one time we started fourth stage together, right?
Mhm.
And then I came over to your house a little bit later, and you had gotten further than I was, and
Oh, you
you're
didn't
like,
watch.
and you were like, yeah, no, we're not going back and watching that. You've seen the show already.
Sorry, we're not.
And you just made me continue. And we picked up in the middle of another arc,
Hey man, you could
like
have.
in the middle of the Daiki arc.
The what?
But
Hello, excuse me.
Daiki? Don't worry about it.
Anyways, okay, but this is also the beginning of an arc that I'm not a particular fan of, which is
Yeah.
the 30-minute episode arc.
Oh, yes.
I can't.
That might be the humble beginnings at the pay per view. I'm not
Oh
sure.
yes.
Which would
It's got to
make
be half an
sense.
hour now. This is a pay-per-view event, okay? You got to make the episodes like 3 minutes longer. Cuz the endings are like
Yeah.
aren't the endings like full-ass songs?
Um,
Or at least one of them.
yeah, from what I remember.
Uh,
But the thing about this, what do you call it? This fucking
fucking
uh this stage, sorry, is that from what I remember, the first 2 or 3 races
eh.
were pretty unremarkable.
Yeah, and they did this shit where Takumi would have his race and then they'd off-screen Keisuke's, and that was kind of annoying. Not saying
Yeah.
I wanted to see every, I don't know. not saying I was excited to see like every individual race, but like show Case growth a little bit at least. Like I don't know,
Right.
which they
Um,
do. They dedicate a fair amount of time to Case
yeah,
in
I
this
think
stage,
so.
especially
But
with that one subplot.
yes, which surprisingly was my favorite part of this season. Sorry, stage.
Oh,
Had a little
blasphemy!
slip there. Um,
The Church of D.
in the Church of D.
Get ready.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the first one was the dude in the Miata who flips his car, who I didn't
Yeah,
even get to finish that, but I remember not caring about it. And
yeah,
then the second one is Daiki, who is he's just
yes.
a dick.
He's a dick.
And he's like, I'm gonna win because I race, and oh no, I lost. And then it
Is
was
that
over.
is that Blind Attack? Is that his? Is that him? Is that his
I
race?
take back what I just said. So
Yeah,
I didn't care
that
about
race
it, but
wasn't.
that was Blind
It
Attack.
wasn't hitting until Blind Attack happened. That's like Takami's signature move,
And
and it's
Blind
hard.
Attack is
It's
is it
fucking.
hard or is it raw?
Oh, excuse me, raw. I used the
I
wrong
think, in my
terminology.
opinion, Gutter Run is hard. Blind Attack is
Mm,
raw.
level up. We've leveled up.
Fujiwara Zone.
So what you're saying
That's
is
like spiritual.
the gutter is viral,
The Gutter is
the blind
viral,
attack is digital, and the
and
Fujiwara zone
the
is
Fujiwara Zone is critical. For those of you who understand that reference,
listen to Donda.
don't listen to Donda.
Not Donda 2.
Well, it's not like anyone can, unless you got stem player, baby.
Fuck. But that race is great just because of that last bit,
yeah, it is
honestly.
by far.
Okay, but
Um,
here's another shitty thing about that's been established in this stage is the
mm,
gas station boys have been put on the back burner. And I swear to God, every single scene where they cut back to the gas station is literally the exact same. Like they
it's
just
nothing.
they reuse the same scenes. It's like, oh my God, Project D, they're so good at racing. Oh, can we take off work to see this race? No. Oh, but sometimes they'll be like, yeah, we can. We're excited, we go, and then they
Sometimes
go
they'll
and
just
they say the
skip
exact
work.
same thing. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes they'll just straight up
How
skip.
do these? Okay, that's another one of the. We're gonna call these little questions. I don't know. We're gonna call them D questions, not the questions. D questions. Um, Question number one is, what do these people? Okay, so question number one was, what do the street racers do outside of street racing?
We need to research that. Look into that.
Question number two, are Ikitani and Itsuki now the only two people who work at the gas station?
I
And
think so. I think so.
if so, what happens when they're not there? Like, what
I don't know.
what do they
They don't.
do?
What is the guy's name? Oh, I'm so ashamed that I forgot
The
his name.
guy the gas station owner,
Yeah, what's his name?
Mr. Tachibana.
Fuck, Tachibana. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know if he really gives a fuck,
He okay,
but
what
he
does he do
also
then?
he
What does
gets
he do
fucked.
outside the
He
gas
gets
station?
fucked. He like doesn't show up at this point.
Yeah, he didn't show up for all of fourth stage, I'm
But
pretty
I
sure.
love Tachibana.
He was
He's like the
goated.
funny old man with the sunglasses at the
Yeah.
races.
He likes when the women touch him or
I
something.
I don't
Something
know
or other.
why. I don't know why he was cut, but that's a damn shame.
Yeah, I mean it for some reason he just was absent from the show for a while.
After the blind attack races, we begin with the female racing arc.
Oh,
The one who likes who
okay.
likes Keisuke. I thought this was an
I
interesting.
you had heard whispers of the Northern Saitama Alliance from
Yes,
me.
which is a hard name.
Um,
They are the NSA, by the way.
the NSA versus NWA, who'd win?
Depends on which
NSA.
NSA we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The NSA. You know which one I'm talking about. You know the one
I mean, but what they NWA would have like what guns? Like
Yeah.
they get ran over
With what vehicle?
with the Alliance's cars.
Oh, we're talking about the Alliance. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Not the National Space Administration.
How about NASA? NASA versus space.
NASA versus
I don't know.
NASA versus the
NASA versus
Northern Saitama
SpaceX.
Alliance. SpaceX, dude. Come on, what are you talking about?
Space sex. That
SpaceX,
sounds like
dude.
a Kanye
That's
bar,
canon.
if I'm being
That's canon. It does.
honest.
SpaceX,
Anyways,
SpaceX.
what's her name? Kyoko.
Kyoko,
Kyoko.
which her FD is debatably even rawer than
I find
it's
it.
raw until the upgrade. But yeah,
I
go
find it
ahead.
interesting because her character kind of starts out like she's she's a girl who's
She's
into
a typical
cars.
woman.
Girls.
She's the second woman ever introduced to this series.
Girl. Fourth.
Right.
But then.
She's committed to the grind.
But then Keisuke comes along. And she almost gets to like when they race, she almost gets to like fucking comical levels.
She's really
Dick sucking.
horny.
She is, and I didn't like that. If I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like
You know, into
how
that?
quickly she. I didn't like how quickly she switched up like that.
She definitely did.
But
Yeah.
afterwards, it kind of tempered a little bit, and I agree with you. I really like this arc. I like what it says about Keisuke's character, and I really enjoyed it. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I hate how it ends.
How does it
Because
end
it just kind of ends.
again? Oh,
He's just like,
well, I mean, but he is
I
just
don't
like
like
bye,
you.
bye, lol.
Yeah, I mean,
I like you,
literally.
but I'm on the grind.
I mean, she just disappears though from the
As
show.
as
Like
somebody
it's not a good ending.
as somebody said, I think in Force Age I had this written down. Somebody said I was up slaughtering the mountain pass every single night.
Someone said that. That is raw.
Like,
that is
okay.
That is one of the rawest
Fourth
ones.
stage could be the rawest stage. Can we?
Initial D. Initial D.
And then get our
Welcome back to a
entire channel get
motherfuck.
taken down.
Okay.
No, the big D. The
The
big D.
Big D.
Yeah.
They come back.
Industry Baby just started playing in Forza Horizon 5, ladies and gentlemen. That is
In that
officially
game
on
and
the
in
soundtrack.
Fortnite. Lil Nas X.
Oh my
he's everywhere.
god, he's everywhere.
So that's initial D. Okay, hold on a second.
Hold on a second.
Thing when it comes to the
To the D. Okay, hold on. Before we do that, you want to see something absolutely raw? I'm gonna send you a picture.
Okay.
And you post this, or you put this in the video. You save the shit and you put it in the video. All right, you ready for this? Ready for what to send you?
What's he gonna send me? I'm a little scared. This is text.
You're gonna put this in the podcast. You're gonna put it on screen.
Okay.
You ready for what I'm about to send you?
Go.
Look at what I've been whipping for the past 30 minutes.
Wait, what? Whipping.
Look at what I've been whipping for the past. Jump up, kick back, whip around, and spin, if you will.
And then we'll jump back
to it.
Ninja, go.
Look at
Ninja, come
I
on.
texted it to
Come
you.
on and do the weekend whip. Oh, that's going in.
That's going in.
That's going in.
That's what I've been driving for. Look at the tire marks on the ground and the beautiful streets of Mexico. Yeah, you go ahead though. What do we have to talk about?
The OPs.
Yeah.
Official ranking starting because never mind. I was about to what? Hold up. What? Get out here.
Yeah, make sure we save this so we can use it for other things, you know.
Yeah, I was about to say
I
so
know,
that
I know
a
you
certain
were.
channel
I know you will. One day
will
the
probably
true
not be
meaning.
able to because Avex.
Everything's gonna be. I'm gonna have to use the entirety of the Lucky Star opening.
Let us rank the openings.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me think about this.
Let me compile real quick.
Beat of the rising sun.
Oh, it's beat. I thought it was house, but no animals.
Yeah.
That song is fucking ass, by the way. Putting that on the
Beat
record.
of the rising sun.
No, House of the Rising Sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm compiling the list.
It's happening. Not.
Are we counting third stage? I'm gonna say no.
No.
Okay, that's not real.
Oh, that's a banger.
Oh, that's a banger. Can we clip that? Can we clip that one as well? Dude, there's so many sound bites coming out of this episode.
That's
It's good to be back.
That's our super chat sound effect.
It's good to be back.
ever
Our
take this
super
to-
chat.
The Twitch.
Our
know what I'm
super
saying?
chat. Oh, that's a banger. Um,
All right, I've got it.
I've got mine
I've
too.
compiled the list.
One of them
All
has
right,
drops low from my favorite
the seven.
when I first watched it.
The seven have been united.
Shut the fuck up. Are there 7? Yeah, there are 7.
What is at the bottom? Number 7.
For me, we have the same one at the bottom. Come on.
Oh yeah,
1,
you know what? No, I'm
2.
changing. I'm changing it. Hold on. I'm
Okay.
changing it. I just realized. Okay.
1, 2,
1, 2,
3.
3.
Blazing Beat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I changed it, but then I thought I remembered that I don't know what the fuck Blazing Beat sounds like.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just 'cause of my
the one where the
bias, yeah.
camera falls over.
Okay, yeah.
It's that one. It's the one where they're driving in the canyon for some reason. And like the Grand Canyon,
Somebody
and then
knocks
the
over
camera
the
falls
fucking
over.
camera.
Ryosuke drives past and knocks the camera over. Dude, can we get a documentary style live action?
I feel like he wouldn't be the one to do that though. That'd be a case game moment.
It was definitely him. Run that back in the video.
Run that back. Break into
Um,
the Night is number 6 for me.
Go fuck yourself.
Like, what is this shit? Okay.
Raise Up is next. That's
Raise
drop.
up your hands,
That's drop. Well, God, fuck me. Actually, no, take that back. Take that back. Break Into the Night is there. Same thing.
Yes.
But the
stayed
only
him.
reason why the song is based, the visuals are not.
And Raise Up.
And Break Into the Night.
Yes. Bro,
I
how
think
do
the
you-
song is still
How is
decent.
this song a banger?
Okay,
bro?
let me
It's
see it.
like
Let
a
me.
Holly Project song.
No,
Straight
it
up.
doesn't.
Yes, it
Don't
does.
ever say that again. I don't want to ever hear you say that again. Okay, the chorus is good. The rest of the song isn't.
No, the
I'll say
chorus is
that.
not good. But
Next,
let's
next,
proceed.
next.
Proceed. Number
Proceed.
5. I mean, you just moved Raise Up, right?
Yeah, Raise Up is now number 5.
Number 5 is Around the World.
Oh, you were getting mad at me for putting that too
No,
low.
but this we're getting into the good tier. This is the good tier.
Okay.
We've gone from bad
Um,
to good.
So number 4 is Around the World for me.
Or Raise Up.
Okay, so
I don't know.
flip
That
those
chorus just
around.
goes in.
No, fuck. Noisy Tribe is lower. Whatever. Next up is Noisy
Number
Tribe.
3 is Outsoar the Rainbow.
Dude, go fuck yourself.
You want to da. But we're in great tier. This is great tier.
You're such a fucker.
I'm in great tier. You have to give this to me.
No, you're an F tier. Number 2 is Dogfight.
Noisy Tribe.
I already know. I fuck you. Number 1 is Outsoar the Rainbow. Outsoar the Rainbow is such a good opening. Can we put the video of you dancing to it?
No.
I'll
We
blur your
cannot.
face out. I'll blur your face out.
That's not-
We need the video. We need the video.
Number 2.
make a
Number 1 is fucking Dogfight. Dude,
I'll make a YouTube
that-
short.
that opening is fucking goated.
It is actually a lot better than that specific part, you dancing to it.
Oh god.
You want that video?
Oh my god, bro. How can I shake yo? Like, oh my god. Like that's gonna be number 1 on the special this year, the openings. I'm calling it right here, right now.
No fucking way. We said that about Red Swan too, and look what
I think
happened.
Dogfight is the only one I've bumped after watching the show.
God damn.
Fucking banger.
It is a banger. And
And with that,
this has been Initial D.
This has been Nishaldi. Nishaldi.
D.
Nishaldi.
Um.
And Nishaldi. No, can't do it.
Yeah.
Like-
This is actually a goated show.
Oh. Overall rating. It's a 7.
9.
It's good. Oh.
Yeah. No.
Raw.
8.5. If I had to call
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But that
0.5 is
rounds.
the only admissible decimal that I
0.75. I'd say then.
Fucking fuck.
Fucking fuck.
Fucking fuck.
So,
So,
no in betweenies this time.
are
Well,
you sure?
there were
about
some in betweenies,
Are you
but
sure
are we getting? Are
Let's
we?
do it. Let's get out of the way.
Let's do it. This is no animated in betweenie.
Oh my.
We watched or are watching
Wait.
Euphoria.
Wait. You're saying this is an in-betweenie?
No, this is a main event. This is a main event.
This is the Oh, okay, so I guess we'll just
Well, okay, what are we doing this in this episode?
Okay, but this is big. This is major.
M-
Ladies and gentlemen,
Bag alert.
bag alert. Major.
No laser.
Major. No laser.
This is a main event. No D and B. All right, baby.
So
A reference.
it's we've
Or
been kind
one of
of
Dave and Buster's.
we've been experimenting with what this podcast is, and
We don't need no
recently-
animation.
Recently, it's come to my attention in particular. I didn't know he had this problem, but Caden, he was feeling the burn of the anime grind,
I've
and
I've known it for a while.
I was too, but I was willing to grin and bear it if Caden just wanted to continue doing that. But
No,
now we've
no more.
we've spoken of expanding our operations,
Expanding
the-
our territory.
the 3D world, and we're going to be starting.
So we're going to be starting with 2020's X Arm. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen.
The ultimate 2D to 3D.
The ultimate 2D to 3D conversion.
You will feel that third dimension, ladies.
You will feel the X and the arm.
No,
we
watch
watched Euphoria.
The final episode at the time of this recording is coming out here in a few days.
Yes.
So we're gonna discuss all of it, and this is like a straight like HBO 40-minute show. This is different. This is built different, folks. And it's about being a teenager. It's about the shit you go through as a teenager here at Euphoria High. Just another day at Euphoria High.
Is that what it's called? Do you think it's called Euphoria High?
Maybe. I don't know. This fucking school's a little crazy from what I saw in this last episode, but
Now, okay. So are we talking about it all right now?
no. I was just a little.
We're just prefacing for next
Well, yeah,
episode.
we're prefacing that this is
Okay.
This is
I
a
will
change.
say the most important thing that everyone's been waiting for happened in the last episode.
Yes. The arc has reached its culmination, but it's
The
apparently
Tom
this
Holland
last one-
cameo has finally happened.
That's fake. That was disproven. That
No.
was this.
No.
No, that was falsified.
No. Dude, you just ruined everything. Was it actually
No,
fake? Was
no
that not
fake.
him?
Yeah, somebody edited his face on.
Oh, those
I know.
fuckers.
That would have been great though.
That's still the greatest face, though. of
That
all time.
is,
I thought that was real.
bro. How does Tom Holland watch Euphoria though while she's getting head? That one episode.
Oh yes.
Wow,
He's
Zendaya.
like-
That was a
What's
riveting.
Zendaya's real name? Like Taylor.
I don't know.
She's like, oh, let's say her name is.
What
Rue.
is your name?
Oh, Rue.
Oh, Michelle Jones. This is
What is your name? That's okay. That's
what?
What?
What are you saying?
Tom Holland. Your name. Mark Webb.
Did you just say what is your name?
Yes, that's what you said.
Please tell me your name.
Imagine the end of the movie.
Kimi no Nawa.
The end of the
About a
movie.
British boy and a Japanese girl coming
there's that-
together.
There's that legendary line where it's like Can you tell me your name? And instead, it's Tom Holland, and the last line of the live action is,
Please tell me
"What is
your
your
name.
name?
What is your name?
What is
What's your name?"
It's about a British boy and a Japanese girl, but plot twist, it takes place in 1943.
But the thing about it is, after rewatching the Amazing Spider-Man movies, I think Mark Webb could actually pull it off. Because the romance stuff in those movies is actually pretty decent.
What, you talking Ghost Dad?
I like. Okay, past Ghost Dennis Leary. It's pretty damn good. Like the dynamic between, but I mean, there's also
someone's honking
chemistry.
outside.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are converting to 3D.
Yeah.
The podcast will be in 3D. The video will literally be in 3D.
You'll
Wear
have
your
the Cinemark XD experience for those who go to your local Cinemark owned theater.
Yeah. Cinema. The theater. So, it could
just wait until we go 4D MP4.
Oh,
get the faces in there. That'll never happen.
We could be an anime podcast. We could be a live action
We could
podcast.
not
We
be.
don't know.
For sure.
Sure.
Put that in.
Woman.
Just one man. Just one guy. Just one Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Or woman. We don't know.
Also, we're watching the MCU. We'll talk about that next time.
Yes, we'll get on that. This has been a long episode though for just Initial D, but I like this is this is the most fun I've had recording an episode in a while now.
Honestly, yeah, I
love these.
We're back on it, boys. Okay, we're back on this. We're gonna freshen it up a little.
And with that, new announcement: weekly episodes.
Oh fuck my ass!
Starting now, we're going to college, baby.
Weekly hour-long episodes.
I could probably manage that, but we won't.
But I don't know if I would. But But hey, when's the 5-minute episodes? When are they dropping?
Oh my god, those are old. We have to record some new ones. I'm not posting.
I feel like 5's a little short though, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Maybe like 8.
This has been the Misfortune Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
This has been the 4 pod.
The 4 pod?
Fort pod?
4 potsu?
Dun 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 dun. That's what I'm feeling.
Never forget the last episode. One day we will. One day we will get the last episode.
When we have a Patreon, we'll release it on there.
Yeah.
Just know we have really funny commentary about Transformers and Berserk.
Do
really
we actually?
Insightful. Yeah, we talked about Berserk, Transformers, Squid Game, and JoJo Park. Yo, the Squid Games episode is lost.
Misfortune Podcast, what happened?
What has happened? Nah, we're back. We're back, folks. Okay.
We back. And we're better than ever, debatably.
Whenever Donda 2 comes out, be sure to listen to that.
It already came out, bud.
I know, I've been listening to the leaks. There's some dingers on there, but
have you? No, there aren't. There are 4 songs, aren't there?
No, there's a few. The live performance was a travesty if anybody saw it.
Was it actually?
Yeah, their headsets were not synced with the speakers, so they're like 3 seconds behind rapping the whole time. It's fucking hilarious.
I'll make sure to check that out.
Go check that out. They somehow made Off the Grid a soft song. Somehow, some way they did it. They performed Hurricane again, but I haven't seen that. I wonder what that's like.
I'll have to check it out.
3-second delay. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, like we said before, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and come back next month for some more podcast content. All right, guys, it's been good seeing you. I'll see you later. Caden, say bye.
Take it away. I'll see you guys later in the next
Craig.
episode. I'll see you guys next week.
Craig, see you next week. Don't fuck up again.
Gregory, take it away.
Gregory, that's a bar.
Gregory. Goodbye.
Watching 8 people come on one person's face, gangbangs, fucking cum funnels, fucking pissing in people's asses. Jesus fucking Christ, man.